learn that you made a difference. Amen. He says, when you learn to listen to God, when you listen to God, you'll realize how powerful you are. He says, I've called you. He says, hear, O Israel. Hear, O Israel. I have called you to go up against nations that are greater and more mightier than you.
Amen.
Nations that are whose fences are fenced up to heaven. In other words, they have closed up heaven. You all remember that? Amen. They have no intention of bringing heaven on earth. Nations that have no even idea that they have the potential of having a heavenly life.
Amen.
And we said last week that there must be a difference. Someone must make a difference. We said that what we fail to fix in this generation, the next generation will face. And we can't afford for the next generation to be carrying the burdens that we are supposed to be carrying.
Amen.
Am I talking to someone today?
Amen.
And so there's an awesome responsibility upon each one of us, because God knows that we have the potential to handle the load. Knows that we have the potential to handle the load. And the sooner we come to understand that we've been called at such a time as this. Remember, God could have brought you into being at any time. He could have caused you to come into being 5,000 years ago. Could have caused you to come into being 4,000 years ago. He could have caused you to come into being in the 1st century. But He brought you at this point in time.
Amen.
Amen. Of all the people that He could have brought into being now, He chose to bring you into being now. Because He knows that within you, there's a potential to make a difference.
Amen.
Amen. Now, that's why we are. That's why we are. We are here to make a difference. We are here to go and possess nations that have sealed off themselves from heaven. Nations that have fenced themselves up to heaven. Amen. And we've come to take down those fences. We are here to bring to pass that prayer that Jesus asked us to pray. What did He teach us to pray? Your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. In other words, if earth is functioning like heaven is functioning, then earth is heaven.
Amen.
Amen. That's why we are here. We are here to bring heaven on earth. We are here to do what? Bring heaven on earth. That's why we are here. Cannot imagine the awesomeness within you. You cannot imagine. You cannot even comprehend the greatness that is locked up within you. And because you cannot comprehend the greatness within you, and because you don't understand the greatness within you, you start to live an imprisoned life, and you just allow what happens to happen. You don't realize that you are not a victim of the circumstances. You don't realize that you don't need to be under the circumstances. You can be the master of the conditions. You determine your atmosphere. You create your world. What you expect, you get. And so when you... What is your expectation? What is your vision? What is your dream? What is your goal? Yes, things may seem to be falling apart. Yes, your whole world may seem to be not really working out. Yes, everything seems like it's never going to happen. But in spite of all that, even though you cannot imagine a victorious day, you must know that He is able to do exceeding abundantly more than you can ask or imagine. He's able to do exceeding abundantly more than you can ask or imagine. How? According to the power that is within you. According to the power that is within you. What power is within you? What power is within you is the infinite power. What power is within you is the unlimited power. That's what is locked up inside of you. And unless you start to understand that, you will continue to live as a prisoner for the rest of your life. You will continue to be a victim of circumstances. We said this. Man was meant to create his environment. Man is purposed to shape his environment. But it seems like the environment is shaping man. We create our environment. The environment is the way the environment is because we are the way we are. And what happens? Because we think that the environment is like that, we'll have to stay like that. No! You can change that atmosphere. You can change that environment. That's who you are. You're a liberator. You have the ability to take down the fence that is fencing heaven out of your world. You bring heaven into your world. Heaven is where God is. Is heaven where God is? Amen. Where is God? Inside of you. So how can heaven not be with you? How is it that you seem to fence yourself out of heaven? How is it that you choose to stay in hell? How is it that you choose to stay in hell? Because if you're not in heaven, you're in hell. You don't understand the unlimited power. The power that liberates you. I mean, how free are you? How free are you? If someone speaks some nasty things about you and you get angry, are you free? Are you free if someone speaks nasty things about you and you are angry? You're not free. How free are you? If you're going through a trying time and you're not happy, are you free? You're not free. Why? Because you're allowing the trying times to imprison you. You don't understand that you create your world. You don't understand that it's not happening to you, it's happening through you, for you. And the sooner we come to realize it, and so when you look at whatever we're experiencing, no matter how horrible it may be, you say, Father, I thank you that within me is locked up potential. Within me is locked up power. I thank you that this is not going to break me, it's going to make me. This is not going to make me bitter, it's going to make me better. It's not going to cause me to be stuck in anxiety and stress. In Chronicles chapter 20 and verse 15 says, be not afraid, be not dismayed by reason of this great multitude. It says the battle is mine and the victory is yours. That's what God is saying. The battle is the Lord's and the victory is yours. So you are more than a conqueror. A conqueror is someone who when battling he conquers. Someone who is more than a conqueror is someone who conquers without battling. Amen. Without battling. Without battling. That's who we are. More than conquerors. What's the problem? Because we don't know who we are. We feel like victims. We feel like victims. Yes, we'll go through stresses. Yes, we'll go through struggles. Yes, we'll go through valleys. Yes, we'll go through mountains. But we are more than conquerors. What can separate me from the love of God? What can separate me from the love of God? Shall pestilence, famine, shall drought, shall things of the past, things of the present, things of the future, shall height, shall depth. What can separate us? Nothing. Nothing can separate us. And if nothing can separate me from the love of God, that means if God's love is constant towards me. And we know what it means to love someone. We know that to love someone means to live exclusively for the benefit of that one. And so if we're not separated from the love of God, that means God's love is constantly towards us. And if love is to live for our benefit, then God is living exclusively for my benefit. So when I look at me, I say, I'm going to come through. I'm going to be victorious. I'm going to be triumphant. I'm going to be successful. My world will not collapse. This will not happen. That won't happen. It must be as He said it's going to be. Amen. Look at myself and I see a child of God. And I see a child of God, I see my Father. And if I see my Father, I know He loves me. And if I know He loves me, I know that He's working for my benefit. And that's the same thing. When I look at my society, I see them, but I don't look at them. I see within them a child of God. And when I see the child of God within them, I see their Father. When I see their Father, I know that their Father is going to work it out for them. They're going to come through. They're going to change it. Not going to be stuck in that rut forever. And so I start to have positive attitude towards everything. I don't see negative. I don't sin. You are the product of God. Amen. You are made in the image and likeness of God. Not only are you made in the image and likeness of God, they are also made in the image and likeness of God. Yes. What's the problem? They're not free because they don't. They don't understand their value. They don't understand the potential that is locked up in them. They don't understand how powerful they are. Don't understand how powerful they are. But when you start to recognize your value, when you start to see yourself, when you start to believe in yourself, then when you look at them, you will be able to look at a sinner and see a saint. That's what makes genius. That's what brings the genius out of you. That's what causes you to do the greater works. That's what causes you to do greater works. What causes you to do greater works? What causes you to do greater works is being able to look at a sinner and see a saint.
Amen.
Amen? Because if you look at that person and see a sinner, you're going to not be able to function properly with the person. You're going to be nasty to the person. You're not going to be able to love the person. But what is the greater works? The greater works is love your enemies. Bless them that curse you.
Yes.
Go the second mile. Give away the second coat. Why? Because when you look at them, you don't see sinners, you see saints.
Amen.
Why? Why? See, if I don't believe in me, I don't believe in God. If I believe in God, I must believe in me. If I believe in me, I must believe in you. If you don't believe in them, you don't believe in you. You have to believe in others. No matter how nasty they may appear to be, I still am able to look beyond their nastiness and see the child of God in them. The problem is they don't know who they are, but we know who they are. Amen? How do we know who they are? Because we know who we are. We know who we are. We are children of God. They are behaving the way they are behaving because of all the experiences and encounters that they had in their life. Everything that influenced them negatively has caused them to become negative. But we can see through that and know that they have been brought into being at such a time as this by God Himself. Amen? Do you believe that God brought every one of us into being? Do you know that God doesn't do things unnecessarily? Then you must know that God connected you to everyone that you're connected for a purpose. And so you start to appreciate them, the lesson that they have brought into your life to give to you. And you start to value everyone that is around you. Start to value. God, you know God, He sees the end from the beginning. He knows the best soil to plant you in. So when He plants you in a soil, He plants you in an environment, He plants you in a family, He plants you in a community, He knows why He did that. He knows why He did that. He believes in you. He believes in you. He has faith in you. The problem is you don't have faith in yourself. No parent will put a weight upon their child if they know the child can't handle it. If God put this weight upon your shoulders, because God believes you have the muscles to carry this load. God believes you have the muscles to carry the load. You are not free today is because you don't know your strength. You don't know your strength. And that's why you seem to be a victim for the rest of your life. You'll live as a victim. You'll die as a victim. You who have the ability to soar into the atmosphere, you who have the ability to soar like an eagle will die like a chicken. Why? Because you don't know you. You don't know you. You're an eagle. You're the child of the King. And everything is working for your benefit. Everything is working for your benefit. Am I talking to someone today?
Amen.
Amen.